Full transparency, I'm probably going to regret even doing this live and witnessing it in the morning. But I figured, you know what? One life to live. I happen to have a channel. Why not? Why not just speak what you're thinking? So it's as simple as turning on a mic and do just that. Today was a unique day, and it feels like it's worthy of chronicling. I got to see a family friend, my mother's best friend from years and years ago. I'm a 38-year-old man, and I got to see this lovely woman that's been a friend of my family, of my mother, best friends with my mother, from when I was 16, and all this life has happened since then to present day. And we got to go to a restaurant together. I don't know if you all are familiar with Bonefish Grill. It's kind of everywhere. I'm gonna try to. Hi, Angie. And yeah, should be sleeping. One life to live. I'm off tomorrow. I figure I can face it. So I'm also gonna try to avoid reading the chat because in my mind's eye, I'm like, okay, you figured something out that's worthy of delivering or putting out on the interwebs. So let me live up to just that. If I can, I can only try. That's all we can all do in life. So this amazing woman's name is Michelle. She is a French Canadian. She's older than me, but immensely like healthy in every aspect that you could ever hope to be healthy at that age. I mean, she's definitely over 60, 64, somewhere in that ballpark. It was so charming. It was so special to see her again after all these years and everything that's happened within my own life, her life, my family's life, just the perspective of time and how much of that life happens. So she knew me at a time where I was my happiest self. When I was like 16 and a simple pothead, and things were simple, and I had a girlfriend I thought I was gonna marry, and everything was perfect. I used to draw. I used to go to the beach dressed up like a like a big deal, and draw everything I would see. One day I'm gonna upload those pictures up to here, just cause the internet deserves it. But so there's all that in the span of time that has passed. She didn't know me during my struggles with addiction. She didn't know me during my depression. She didn't know everything that had led up to my bipolar diagnosis. Way back, like seriously, I must have been 18 or 19. So definitely over a decade ago. She had to miss all that, and somehow I found myself grateful. She didn't have to see me in pain. Today, she got emotional like twice. The circumstances of being in my family when I first had met her, best friends with my mother, was that my grandpa Eddie, I've never spoken about him before. He had a best friend from being in World War II, and that person is Marvin. Marvin was an immensely charismatic and um, educated, educated individual. We bonded because we shared. No, we collect coins. I've had coins since my grandpa, my father, and it's got passed to me. I haven't collected them in a couple of years now. And he, as well as being, he lived in Japan. He was stationed in Japan in World War II, and we used to, show me his awesome coins, and I'd show him mine, and the shit was amazing. He gave me a few that I still carry to this day. He was an inspirational man that lived a fantastical life. He was a little older when he had met Michelle, my mom's best friend. I think there was an age bracket. He was a little older, and she just could not. She expressed today, just fresh o'clock today. This was an amazing, like, just you're alive. You're experiencing life moment, and some of you may not understand the sentiment, and some of you will. She started to to get emotional and cry a little bit, remembering Marvin, not only at the house before he left for the restaurant and at the restaurant. And the most beautiful thing today, aside from her and all of us just remembering somebody that, we loved, um, she got emotional because, and you know what? I put COVID as a part of the suffrage and people being so eager to be emotional. COVID for me, I mean, the Rona, YouTube, you heard me. It's the Rona. I had a Corona beer and like 4 years of draconian laws occurred. I don't know what I can do about that, but in all seriousness, uh, the Rona broke my family unit. Like, seriously, that sounds terrible, but hear me out. I am in a massive Colombian family. I have some Jewish side family members, but nothing outweighs the Hispanics. Okay, I'm a Jubian prince. Hear me out. We used to have Christmases, Thanksgivings, freaking, hey, it's Monday, why not? Get-togethers, and there'd be like 80 amazing family members there. When COVID started, and it scared the shit out of my family that I miss so much, and I feel like I haven't seen, and they've gotten like sick, man, like isolation, everything that happened. If ever one could possibly hope to sue an entity, I wish I could sue a virus, but you can't, and I've learned to accept that. Trust me. I mean, I did have a boxing match with Corona, or I mean, the Rona, and I knocked it out, but it did some damage, right? Since the Rona, I've not seen my family gatherings like I've always grown up to enjoy for a very long time, over 30 plus years. My family would get together because of that fucking virus. The lockdowns, it's the way that people in power treated what they thought was the cure was really worse symptoms, ingredients of this virus. I'll never forget it because current day dictates that I remember it every moment. I haven't seen a decent Christmas or a Thanksgiving, and I cannot believe the people in power, our people in power, allowed the laws to occur as they did, and really like that the distancing. How many? I can't be the only one here reminiscing about people during that time that didn't get to see their family. I have an aunt, and I like it. I feel all kinds of different ways when I decide to say her name. All right, so I have an aunt on my Jewish side of the family. She died alone in New Jersey because of Cuomo. Uh, you, my aunt's my aunt's blood is on Cuomo's fucking hands. That piece of shit, for real. And it's amazing people of that party. And remember, I'm as stuck in the middle as possible. I cannot fathom that he incentivized people dying alone. Oh, I just said things that will ensure I can't get monetized. Darn. Yeah, don't forget the Cuomo's ever, okay? Fauci, where's he been? I'm curious. That man who claims he's not the head. YouTube's gonna strike me down. All right. This is supposed to be brief. It's late. I'm being responsible. I'm off though. It's awesome. The reactions for the Rona outweigh the consequences of the Rona, in my experience, as an American citizen that loves free speech. My family unit, as I say, truly, everything we've done for a lifetime stopped and hasn't picked up again since you scared the shit out of my older family members. My uncle, I'm not gonna say the names. It's- Everybody's afraid, and they're 0.5 versus 0.8% of transference, not mortality. My first and only, and hopefully last strike on this channel is because I read a .gov.nih op-ed by a scientist, not virologist. I often said it was a virologist. If you would simply type in your Googles or your My Faces or your face books. No, that's what's the site is called. Try to make a joke. Sync, fail. No, don't have a Biden. I read the op-ed by the NIH by a scientist who titled it "The Truth About COVID" or "COVID is a Lie." It's one of those two. So bear those only two factors and possibilities in mind. Please use your search engine and research what comes up. You'll find yourself reading a .government document approved and released to the public. No FOIA request necessary. All I fudging did was read it out loud once. I've read a manifesto from a freaking anti-Semitic supremacist. I've done that. I deleted it myself, but I didn't get a strike for it. What? So what I did get a strike for, though, YouTube, sorry, but love and respect, was reading a fudging opinion edition op-ed of I used to say virologist, no, an accredited scientist who got to write a .gov document for the National Institute of Health. I read that out loud and I got a strike. I tried to contest it. So the ramifications of it was thus. Essentially, they explained to me in their very clear and careful language, you're not a doctor. You can't read another doctor's opinion. Oh my God, that's horrifying and terrible. I hope I don't even need to play on that experience and make jokes about it. That is the joke. Because I'm laughing. All right, this is where I say goodnight. Let me move this speaker. I'm sorry about all the feedback from this freaking lightsaber. Luke, I am not your father. Go to your baby mama. Oh, that's going to be clipped. Good night. Love y'all. That's it. I'm gone. Sparker. Wait, what? Okay, I got to get into this. That didn't make sense. I got to get in the game here. But grandma thinks you got to type correctly if I'm going to read it. You're going to make me sound like an invalid. Hey, Chronic. Yeah. Oh, good night. Well, can you correct yourself, sir? Seriously, I'm insulted. Nor can you read about a .gov document. White dragon coming in the clutch. Why can't we? That can't be true. It can't be true. Why can't we read about? We can't directly, apparently, because, all right, the terms of service have changed. You can say far more about the Rona. That's why I say COVID, and I don't give a shit. I am not afraid. I've learned about the terms of service agreements that have happened. You can speak much more free about the scientific data of the Rona / COVID. That thing's out to get me. So there's been improvements, but you know what's crazy is that the powers that be, everything we're indoctrinated to trust, the whole reason why we even fractioned as a population is because science told us you're either this or that and think this or that. No nuance, nothing. You can't be critical of the speed of a certain. See, now I'm watching my words because I'm hyper aware of certain things that would get a little traction on this channel. Things like preventative measures in the form of medicine should be thoroughly studied for as long as possible. So anything considered, if I was like, the president and I wanted to overlook like the, what is it? The natural process of creating medicine, I'd be like Operation Warp Speed. You know what I mean? So just saying, and you know what? That was a catch-22. Damned if he did, damned if he didn't. He would have and is blamed one way or another. He didn't act fast enough, or he acted too fast. He was set to fail with that. Now, as a once progressive, that's the context I offer without trying to loop in with one side or another, because I believe we're greater than sides. Sides are a mental construct. If we can be audacious enough to say time is a construct, the whole two-party system is a fucking construct. All right, with that, good night. Truly, Ice Maker's here. What's up, brother? Did you find your impersonator? I found mine. It wasn't fun, but it was like Yo, I'm like flattered that you're flattered to like be flattered to be me. All right, gone. Good night. Peace. See ya whenever I see ya. Jesus Christ. What did y'all do? Booby trapped, man. Goonies never die.